Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the homestead. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my in-ground vegetable crops as well as my raised beds to show you what I'm working on this year. I got a comment saying, why aren't you growing all your own food? It doesn't make sense with all the land you have. And you know what? I realized I haven't been putting a lot of effort into showing what I have been growing to feed my family. So enjoy this video. Remember, it's my first year and I'm still learning. So let's get growing. Alright, for those of you who have watched our cedar video, you actually watched us plant this crop of corn. You can see where the cedar's not perfect. There's spots that it missed, but there's also spots where the corn just decided it wasn't going to come up right. But there's a lot of corn growing here, and it's growing really well. My neighbor Gary, who lives in that house right there, told me that this would probably be the best spot to grow vegetables because the soil was awesome. And I have to agree with Gary that I haven't put any amendments down. All I've done is bush hogged and mowed and then tilled this a couple times. So there was a lot of organic matter that was put into this soil, and that's a decent cornfield. So if you want to see how we planted it, just subscribe and go look at my cedar video. And this is right in front of our house, so you can kind of see there's the hill, and my house is right up there. That's Shannon's, our neighbor's house, and Gary's house, which is they've been very helpful giving me some advice, especially since I have almost little to no experience. Now, where this sits is it's kind of on a downslope, and you can't see it in the summer, but when all this dies back in the winter, there's a large creek. It's a shared creek. This isn't I'm not the sole owner of that creek. And up on the hill up there, there's actually a pretty cool cave. Kids like to go explore. I've been in it once because I don't like crawling around in the dark in the mud. All right, let me show you what else I'm growing. All right, walking over to where my other patch is, we got to say hi to the pigs. How are you guys doing? You got some water? You guys clearing the land for me? It's pretty amazing what these guys have been able to accomplish. I'll be doing a video pretty much on that coming up. They basically have a whole shelter they've created for themselves, which is amazing. But walking down here, this is just a short distance from my other field. About 2 weeks later, so the corn you just saw is about a month, maybe 5 weeks old, and this is about 2 weeks old. So here's another more densely populated group of corn, which is pretty dang cool. They are a different variety, and hopefully, because it's called succession planting, I'll have these about a month after I have my other corn, as long as they have time to grow and pop up. Now, on both of the sides, I created like this square around the centerpiece. There's a lot of milkweed, and I like the butterflies. They're pollinators, so I wanted to kind of leave a butterfly garden in the middle of this field garden, which is something unique to me, I think. So I planted the corn, and then I'm going to try not to step on it all. And then right here, you'll see rows of okra. Now, the okra is coming up pretty good. I like fried okra. I think there's a lot of uses for okra, but I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this okra. So I'll probably be sharing. If you're in the Knoxville area and you like okra, let me know. And once I start having more than I can handle, I'll let you know. So then down this row, you can see I've got more okra. And it's all the Clemson spineless okra. Against this back area, I actually planted something different. I planted a row of moringa seed. Now, those of you who are my followers from Arizona know how awesome moringa is. Now, moringa will not survive here most likely in the wintertime, and I just planted those, about a week ago, and nothing is popping up yet that I can tell. Let me not step on my okra and see if I see. No, that's not moringa. That's not moringa, but it is on this row here. So hopefully I will see it, but we'll see. So I've got the 2 rows of okra. You can see over here I've got the butterfly garden, and then I made a small strip right here, and I've got 6 black diamond watermelon. So these are actually a gift from my son to my wife for Mother's Day, and I had to bug him to come out and plant it. So I'm not a professional watermelon grower, never even tried it, so there won't be a video on how to grow watermelon anytime soon. But then you can see the pig fence. We originally were going to have the okra patch be a little bigger, but it ended up working out. And then right over here, we're actually a lot closer. You see the creek. The water's kind of dirty. Back behind where that Home Depot bucket is a natural spring. That water is crystal clear, but that water is pretty nasty today. It's usually a lot clearer. All right, so we'll head up to the raised bed area. I'll show you what we're growing in the raised bed garden, but that's all my field crops, so stay with me. All right, so this is my raised bed area. I've only got 2 raised beds in operation. I've built a few, but I only have a few in operation right by the baby goats. Excuse the mess in the yard. It's a little bit of a work in progress. So all of my tomatoes are planted from seed, a bunch of different varieties. You'll notice like this side looks really good as far as its growth. I really need to prune it up. It's got flowers and looks like it's ready to go. And this side looks kind of dead. They're different varieties. That's really the only difference. Same soil, and I've kind of got them interplanted with the onions, 3 different types of onions. So those are all having varying degrees of success as well. But I will say, on kind of the gross side, it doesn't look good. I actually have a tomato. And on the good side, the only tomato I have is one of those on the border. But they are starting to pop out, which is cool. So I'm excited to get a bunch of tomatoes. They're mostly indeterminate cherry tomatoes, which that means they'll just keep producing. They won't just have all their tomatoes at once. Over here, I actually have some sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes, that I'll be planting soon. I haven't figured out where, because if they're anything like their sunflower cousins, they're going to be bad for my soil. And then right here, I have a bunch of small artichokes. These artichokes were planted from seed. I got them from seed, planted them a little later. They probably will not produce for me this year. And then I purchased, this is the only ones I purchased this year, I purchased a Carolina Reaper pepper. It's got a flower on it already. I've got 2 jalapeno peppers and 1 Tabasco pepper. So my other raised bed gardens are not yet in operation, and I've got a few more under construction. This area is going to be a pretty amazing garden area. It's a lot of work to water, so until I get my water system set up, which you can see the trenches behind us, I'll have that done very soon, and I'll be able to enjoy having my garden without having to kill myself watering by hand, which is what I've been doing. So that is my raised bed option. So I'll probably be doing a video on my raised beds because I've had a lot of progress with them so far. Made some mistakes, but I think my overall final design is going to be awesome. So all right, so hopefully you all enjoyed this channel. You know, this is just my first update on my garden. If you want to see its progress throughout the year, maybe you can learn a thing or two along with me, because I'm very new to this. Subscribe if you want to see the updates. I promise I'll post them. You won't regret it. We'll catch you later. Bye.